Relax. He isn't supposed to call until 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's what that just starts.
You're right, Jim. You're right.
The mother does take a holiday.
What do I do, Jim? You got all the clothes in? Yep. And close the lid and set the timer for about 12 minutes. That's all.
Wait, he's doing
true.
dishes.
To a woman, the most important thing is how it looks. Yes, styling was important to Nancy, sure.
You know, when a thing's engineered right, it's beautifully simple.
Simple. That's exactly the point. Appliances? Why, it's
Oh,
the
fuck.
same as furniture,
Good. Another
automobiles,
electric
houses,
circle jerk.
anything. If you want to make it easy to
Same
live
year
with
as
for
a young
long
man's
time,
fancy.
It's got to be made simple. Simple and functional. That's all there is.
My
to styling.
son's off on holiday with his friend, and they'll be showering
Well, at least
together
that's what I
and
always say.
fucking women and
And
talking
Mr.
about
Danning,
toasters and
It
such.
is easier said than done. How
Oh,
do you
the
go
fucking
about
women is
styling a
wishful
new
thinking
automatic
on his
washer?
part.
As with engineering design, you begin long before the first washer ever goes into production.
Oh my
It is a
God, what
process of
happened?
patient deliberation over hundreds of styling ideas. Eventually,
Cubic
you get down to a
things?
half-dozen
Cubic
final selections
things?
and
Or
minute details
cubic
of form,
things?
balance, color, and working requirements. Here, for instance, is a pleasing design.
Oh,
Good
God.
form, nice balance, deft use
It's
of
a
color.
toaster washer.
Deft
But it was
use of
rejected.
color. Are you counting the red background?
You'd have to raise a second lid
Oh, it's a
to place your
copier, I
clothes in the
see.
tub. Here's another idea.
Copies
Equally
clothes.
attractive at first glance.
Makes the front and the
but
back of
chrome
the shirt
trim,
in paper,
like
and you cut
seasoning
them
in
out and
food,
wear it.
has narrow limits of tolerance. So,
Yeah, well, they
partly
had
because
that
of
then. They had
over-seasoning,
narrow limits of tolerance.
And again, because raising the whole top seemed unnecessarily cumbersome for women, another rejection.
What?
Yeah, women
So
can't
it goes,
lift up
with
things.
rejections
That's right.
and refinements, measured always against the best interests of the ultimate user, leading at last to the one best styling design.
Once we eliminated the
A
knives
clean
for
line,
handling,
simply
choices were
designed,
clear.
purely functional beauty, and the long search is
The
over.
fair gender doesn't
It
like
is worth
cutting
the
their
effort
hands.
because even though the average person, Charlie Danning, for instance, may not know why,
Stupid,
he
stupid
finds
Charlie
it
Danning.
easy to live with
Average,
for a long
mediocre,
time.
shit-stained Charlie Danning.
Don't you ever inhale? Go ahead and deal.
We always let Charlie deal because he's so average. We know he can't cheat well.
Make sure you put your gloves on before you handle those cards. You shit-stained fuck.
Wait a minute, Jim. Let this one be on me.
You already got something on you. Shit-stained.
Well, I suppose Nancy'd be lost without it now.
Stained,
Without
not
what?
stained.
With that complete
Oh,
laundry outfit.
shit-stained. I thought you
yes,
said
you would.
shit-stained.
Bound too. I guess we all would.
I like the idea of
Service is expensive,
a
huh?
shit-stained man. He doesn't know how to
Does
use the
that mean it
washer.
isn't?
His wife's not.
Or you
Oh,
don't know.
he's mediocre and average.
We
I
haven't
just
needed
imagine
service
that he
yet.
fired
But I'm
diarrhea
sure
sauce up
Tom
his
Mulligan
back.
stands
He
squarely
was
behind
sitting in
everything
his
he
evening
does.
You
chair.
can say that again. Tom Mulligan handles only the
He
best.
was eating it when he was
And
in
he
school.
backs it up with good service. Well, at least that's what I've always heard.
He
A
says
good name,
gears quick.
worthy
Yes.
of friend-to-friend advertising, is a very desirable asset. To be a permanent asset, it must stem directly from the manufacturer and be continuously built into the product.
It also needs to
Without
know how to
effort,
put
it is
out.
not easily gained. Without constant vigilance, it is easily lost. At the
Here
plant
we
in
see the
St.
Make a
Joseph,
Sandwich
Michigan,
9000
constant
or
vigilance
Janet.
goes by a simpler name. They call it quality control, and it starts with incoming materials
There's a
and
forklift
extends
with no
throughout
roll
all
bar.
plant operations.
It's just there underneath the
You
smallest
find
bag.
quality control in precise laboratory tests
I like.
made before
I
any
like that
quantity
he has to
shipments of
duck
materials are
a bit
accepted.
to not
You
have
find
his head
quality
injured.
control in giant operations that keep in mind the human factor. For safety's sake, all hands must be on the starter buttons before this press will operate.
Except if a third guy runs
You
in there.
find quality control in specially
hands can
designed
be in the
machines,
machine.
such as this tangent bender. For greater strength, it forms the
Oh,
automatic
flat
washer
hands.
cabinet from one piece of
God, I
sheet
can't
steel.
believe they filmed this on Wacky Wednesday. I'm wearing this goddamn shirt.
Then an automatic welding machine called a stitch welder completes the one-piece construction.
That welder, it's a stitch.
He's got bad robot jokes.
And you find quality control in better ways to do such things as painting. These ingenious automatic paint sprayers lay on an
I welded
incredibly
the
smooth,
outside
even
of
finish
the thing.
through electrical
It
attraction.
put him in a real
an entirely
spot.
new principle.
But
But most of all, you find quality
will
control
weld
in
you.
specific checkpoints, not only at the finished stage, but at every step of the way. More than 10% of the workers here are quality control inspectors, and you find them checking every part of every machine.
Ratting one another out over quality
Every faceplate
concerns.
assembly is checked to make sure the supporting studs are perfectly aligned.
Oh, this is a progressive factory.
I'm genuinely impressed.
Well, I mean,
In soundproof,
Low bar,
quiet
but
he
rooms,
was probably trained to
running
do that. You
tests
don't
of
have to say
all
something.
moving parts are made. In this instance, the gear case assembly. Every one is tested before it moves on. The heart of the suds return system is the two-way valve. Every one is checked for possible leaks before it moves on. In other quiet rooms along the final assembly line, every completed machine gets final working test before it is tagged satisfactory. And you'd think then they'd be satisfied. They're not. Every day, accepted machines are pulled off the lines.
You just put a bunch of ripped sheets in there.
Let's just see if they'll be repaired.
There's a good reason for all this concern
Idiot
with quality
quality
control.
control.
How to maintain the flow of mass production and maintain
Why
the
do all
highest
of your
quality
scores have a
standards at the same
0%?
time
This is
always the
rags.
problem.
There's still.
But there is only one answer to the problem here. It is supplied by daily reports of quality control. If
Didn't
they
that
should
guy have a
indicate
problem with
serious
hiring
trouble,
women in a
there is
video?
a man here with power enough to say, "Stop the lines."
He's flipping off
And
the whole
fuck
thing.
all of you.
Oh, they didn't quality control the factory, I see.
Once the gay part is discovered.
Actually, there has never had to be a stoppage of production such as this.
Until we showed up with these
Quality
cameras
control
and ruined
itself is the
everything.
safeguard. New methods, better equipment, constant checking. Keep the rhythm of production on a 24-hour beat.
Really? 24 hours? I think the manufacturing sector was big enough in this country in the 50s to keep things going 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, saw how quickly they took over a small island and built a smelting plant there. Delaware, wherever the fuck that was.
Glamorous parts.
Oh no, the factory that manufactured our manufacturing parts has been shut down.
I like the milk bath.
They look like they were fighting over where it went to be. Disagreements can be solved with a nail gun. Be careful or that metal stamper will give you a stigmata. A jolly Jesusing, we call it. Hey, incidentally, I clicked on 2 things about washing machines.
Oh, I thought it was intentional.
No. They were right next to each other, probably. I wasn't really paying attention. These are some... I like the... the impending basins.
Every third one, we hide a prize.
This one comes with a baby.
Boy, it's such a good thing that Mother took this holiday.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Are they implying that now a man can get things done without a woman because there's a machine?
I don't know. I take it that those machines are real hard jobs. Most
A
one.
good name,
Most one.
worthy of friend-to-friend advertising.
My nickname
is
back in
worth all the effort.
college.
That forklift has a light
Yeah,
counterweight.
why don't you go in the water?
Oh, I'm too lazy.
Honestly, if Mother wonders out loud just once more how the men are making out, I'll scream.
What?
How
I
are the
wonder
men
myself.
making out?
Well, that's a mighty neat job if I do say so myself.
Shit stained
Hey,
if you're an
Jim.
idiot like me.
Won't
They...
Nancy be surprised to see this? More likely amazed, Charlie, amazed. Oh, I don't know.
Ever since
No
we
more than
discovered
Claire and Emmy when they find out about your hidden talent for washing clothes.
I've still got our wash to do.
Me too.
This is
God.
my bra at all. This is Dave's bra.
Say, Charlie, I suppose Emmy, yes, George, just like Clara, week after week. Why? Why not? They kind of deserve it. So let's really surprise them both. You mean the whole works just like this? What do you think, Jim?
I think you two birds have been stalling your wives long enough. You can afford to give them a real holiday.
Come on.
What the fuck?
Nuts.
What's the matter?
Tom Walligan. Suppose he is still there. How do we know that he's prepared to deliver 2 complete laundries at this short notice?
Well, why don't I call him? If he's still there, I'll explain the situation.
Fine.
Explaining the situation. And in the meantime, Dave, you be the wife.
I'm already wearing the garters.
Mr. Walligan, just a few minutes. Please.
But Miss Danning, I gotta close up now.
I know you want to leave and everything, but
Yeah, well, with my wife, I gotta have good reasons for missing dinner.
I'm sure she will understand.
Another
Mine's
woman
busy.
kept you on the
that's
phone.
too bad. Yeah.
She'll be fine with it.
Well,
I think we're missing some vital
That means he's still
exposition.
there.
Yeah,
Come on,
but
Charlie.
This one did
Call him,
just
Jim.
start.
Tell him
Oh,
we're
yeah,
on the way.
So
okay, fellas.
So you can see how important it is to us, Mr. Walligan.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you girls had a very good idea there, but
Are you touching yourself, Mr. Walligan?
Remember the suffering Jets, Mr. Walligan?
They never gave up till they won the women's vote. No sirree.
What the
the
cunt is
suffering
happening?
Jets?
I don't know what to say.
She doesn't know it was suffrage. She thinks it was suffering jets.
Hey, you're really gonna paint women as that dumb?
Oh, yes.
The bougainvillea are
Two. My mother has a new trellis in our house.
And yet he's going to entertain all of their dumb bullshit instead of just hanging the fuck up on
Look,
them.
men are trying to sodomize each other on your behalf.
Shouting to the
And you're
people.
using up
The
my
British
phone
are
line.
coming. The British are coming, and
Glory be, the British are coming.
In a car.
In each other.
kids,
Yes.
Oh,
Here it
I
comes.
know what you guys want. I know what you guys like.
Would you like a seamstress to stitch up those holes in the backs of your pants?
Clara and Emmy are simply delirious. Just imagine George and Charlie taking the notion just like that.
Does your husband's penis
Well,
smell
what
like
is
shit
the
when you
matter?
come back from
I
holiday?
was checking my theme at breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it smells like your husband's shit.
My goodness, Marilyn.
But only when you
must
come
put
back
a
from
lot of
holiday.
effort into this.
Mother, you'll just never know.
Hey, that was the titular line on a card. What the fuck happened?
Ah, yes, she'll never. Oh, God, it's a demon!